LOJA! Let's go! Oh my God.
Oh God.
My God.
It's so good. Oh,
This is unbelievable.
that is so good.
As I am incapable of stuttering, I must conclude that you heard me.
Boom, bitch! That's what I'm talking about right there. Like, boom! Boom! That's what I'm talking about.
It's true, he was just talking about that.
Boom. Yeah, not like that, but yeah.
Right. Everybody does it sometimes. I went to town on myself this morning. That's why I look so relaxed right now.
God, this whole ship is gross.
The tingles. I feel as if I have been standing my entire life and I just sat down.
Love is the fish hook that hooks the fish. Hey, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about.
LOJA!
I would be happy to attempt sexual relations with you, Lieutenant.
We need no longer fear the banana.
Does it work on all fruit?
What about salads?
Weird how some guys can treat a woman that way and somehow just not be bothered by it.
Tractor beam activated. It's pulling us in. Oh no!
Hobo clowns are the most dangerous because they're hungry.
Mocklins, many of them, ready to be adventurous.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah, you look like the guy who's on the list because you know the DJ.
Shut up, Wesley.
Now entering Glory Hole.
Egotastic FunTime.
Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Talking the Orville. This is not the live show explosion. This is watching the Orville. I figured it was time we got together as the group, as the main organization that loves the Orville the hardest, you guys, that we needed to get together, and that's right, Robin Phoenix Plays, we need to party by watching Season 2, Episode 1, our battle cry when going into Orville space of the 25th century, LOJA. LOJA, everyone, one and all, share this amongst yourselves.
LOJA!
We are going to be watching LOJA together, and it's very simple. All you got to do is have access to the episode. You have access to the episode. We're all going to count down and press play at the same time. We're going to talk about the episode while it's going on, sharing our thoughts. I've set it up so you guys, everything you say is going to be right on the screen. You guys, your opinions, your thoughts on this episode about things that are going on in the episode are all going to be there for anybody to tune into and catch for now until the internet exists. And that's why we're here, to show our love for this show. And how are you guys doing today? What's going on? We'll get our little music going. LOJA John Hill, LOJA Trek Guy 66. Hey, let's give everybody a LOJA, which we all know what LOJA means, and we've taken that word back. It's our word now. It doesn't mean just to urinate. It means, hey, what's up, fellow Orville fan? What's going on? Participants right now is Bill Confidential, Continuum Trek, Curtis Tate, Darth, Gavel, Eccleston's Angel, Felix Reinhardt, Herb Bluntman, I'm Dark Fire 007, John Hill, Kevin James, Mysterica 81, Nick Stuckins Pitts, Rob Crawford, Robin Phoenix Plays, Ronald Sanders, Son of a Red Shirt, Trek Guy 66, and there were some other names going on in the chat as well. You guys know, you tune in every week, you know. Now, of course, this is a special day. This is Tuesday. This is not Orville Day, except for I say Orville Day was inside us the entire time. We're still doing the live pre-show explosion. Well, the live show explosion. There's no pre-show right now, not until season 3 airs. This Thursday, as we do, and this Thursday, of course, I will be announcing the patron who is the winner of the 72-card base set of the Orville Season 1 trading cards. I got a full set, thanks to Harry Myers, for you, and I'll be picking that winner on Thursday and then announcing it during the live show. And then on Saturday, it won't be a live show, but on the following Saturday, I'll be putting out the winner some way, somehow, either in a video or online, on the social meets. You know how it goes on the interwebs these days, you guys. I'll be announcing the winner of the Mirror Card, Captain Mercer Mirror Card, Season 1 Collector's Card, which is an amazing card for anyone that is in the LOJA squad or higher. And if you want to enter to win either of those contests, there's still a couple days left. Link is down below to enter to win the contest. All you gotta do is be an active patron in August and reply to that post. Can we hear it for the hottest, most egotastic host in our galaxy, JP? What's up, Nick Stickin' Pits? Thank you very much for saying that. Every day is Orville Day, damn it. Hey guys, JP, wonderful to see you. What's up, Christina? How's it going? That's enough out of you, Rob. And we're doing this stream today a little bit earlier. I do get a lot of people. The Egotastic Army is spread out across the entire planet, in the Earth planet. I don't know what planet you thought I was speaking of. Planet Earth in the Sol system. And, there's these things called time zones. Not everyone's able to tune in. And now that the summer is almost over, thank Avis. I cannot wait for it to not be summer anymore. Some of you in those other regions are going back to school, and it gets really late to tune in. So we're doing this stream today a little bit earlier, so hopefully a little bit more people, not more people, but people that usually don't get to join in on Thursday nights can join in today for this special event. And again, for those of you who are wondering, this is very easy. If you have access to the episode LOJA, Season 2, Episode 1, we're going to be watching at the same time. However you access it, either via, do you have it on DVR? I don't think the DVDs aren't out yet, but if you have it on DVR, on demand, Hulu has it available, Amazon Prime. I'll be watching it on Hulu, but I do own it on Amazon Prime as well. I just buy every season when it becomes available. because I like me some Prime, you guys. I'm a big fan of the Prime. All we're going to do is when it's time, we're going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is probably going to be the numbers that I use. And we'll all go and play. And we'll press play at the same time. You'll be able to see on the screen a little bit of what we're watching. So even if don't have access to it, or say you're on your phone somewhere in your car and it's not working out for you, but you want to be part of the conversation, you are welcome here. You've seen the episode already, I'm sure. If you didn't, you wouldn't be here right now. And we'll just chat during the episode about stuff that's going on screen, our feelings. Sometimes we'll just sit there and just watch what's going on. And we'll just talk about it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit after we're done watching it. We'll close it all out, and we'll end this stream, this beautiful little magical moment that we're all sharing together. And we'll meet up again on Thursday for the usual splosion, you guys. And I'm so glad you guys are here, and I'm so glad we're doing this. It is something that I want to put back into the rotation, doing these watch parties. It's been a month probably, and we're doing the Netflix parties. I'm like, you know what? We don't have to do it Netflix style. Everybody's got access to most of this stuff nowadays, so we'll just watch it together. So throughout the year, we'll be watching episodes of the Orville, and then we'll also be watching other things sometimes as well. For instance, some of you already know that I'm going to be putting together an entire list of all the episodes of Next Generation or Voyager or the movies that are relevant to the upcoming Star Trek Picard series, and we will be doing the Road to Picard. And the Road to Picard will be a watch party event that we do leading up to, maybe once a week, a couple times a week, depending on how many episodes there are, which I think there's a lot, leading up to the Picard series. And that way we'll know everything we need to know before that series starts. But we're starting off with LOJA, you guys. We're starting off with the Orville. Are you going to be doing this for every episode? Yes, Species. I don't know the date yet for the next time we're going to do this, but it'll be sooner than later. And just like I did with this episode, I'll be putting a call out ahead of time, letting people know, hey, this is the time, this is the date. And this is what we're watching. That way you can be prepared. So yes, we will be doing this with every episode of the Orville, among other things. So we'll be doing season 2, and have a little bit of information about each episode. We'll talk about it, memories, things like that. And then at some point, and we'll do season 1 at some point as well. And then at some point, I don't know if it's going to be on the YouTube channel. It might be on Twitter, because these things work a little bit better on Twitter. We might do an entire full season or full 2-season watch party all in one day. That's down the road, though. You don't need to worry about it now, but we will be eventually doing a full, however long it takes, watch party of the entire first 2 seasons of the Orville. And that'll be a fun thing to do, probably on Twitter. I mean on Twitch, you guys. I'm sorry, Twitch. Twitch. Eccleston's ready to get rid of Netflix. I've just had it with Netflix taking away all my favorite shows. Yeah, and a lot of the taking away shows has to do with licensing things. It's not shows that Netflix wants to take away, but there's licensing stuff going on. But also Netflix is kind of pricey for not having all the stuff that I used to like. But also, and this is what I say with Hulu as well. We're in an a la carte world now when it comes to entertainment. So I'm thinking of also canceling Netflix at some point, but then getting Netflix again every once in a while when they come out with something that I want. Oh, a new season of Stranger Things or something like that. Not that I'm watching that, but you get what I'm saying. And then get it for a month and then cancel it again, and then move over to some other streaming service that just came out with a thing that I want. Get that. Cancel it, move on to another thing. That's just the world. We have options now. We didn't used to have those options. And we will be starting this stream sooner than later, you guys. We won't be doing a full just chatting hangout, but we'll be chatting the entire time the episode is on. I like Netflix because they have my Asian dramas on it. They do have a lot of that stuff, and Spanish stuff too, I believe. Oh, and some of you guys might have saw that today Tom Constantino of the Orville, co-producer and editor of the Orville, put out the Orville Experience video that they're actually sending. Besides putting it out for the fans, they're also sending it to Hulu. It's going to be a presentation that they're sending to Hulu for some meeting that they're doing or something like that. Anyway, it's got all this great stuff from the Orville Experience, from San Diego Comic-Con, and then all of a sudden, halfway through the video, I should have put a link on, but I'll be talking about it more on Thursday. All of a sudden, you hear JP singing, "Come Fly the Orville." Come fly with me, come fly with the Orville, let's fly away. All of a sudden, and then they played my song for the rest of the video, which was really cool, because all of a sudden you see Seth MacFarlane show up, and boom, there's my voice. So that was very nice of them to do that. They are very fan-centric, that show. The Orville loves its fans. They want to interact with the fans, do things for the fans, and the fact that they included the Orville Evangelist in their Hulu Orville Experience video was really, really cool of them, and it's kind of exciting. All hail the Hulu. You guys know me. Some people are like, well, why are you being a shill for Hulu? I'm like, I'm not. I'm a fan of Hulu. I have been for years. And years and years. I've just never had a reason to talk about Hulu before, because I don't review any of the shows on Hulu. I just watch Hulu every single day for years. No copyright, JP? Not for that type of video. It's not a video that's being used for monetization. So yeah, you can use songs like that for those types of videos. Now, if it was a YouTube video, well, it would be it wouldn't even be demonetized. It would be partially. It'd be split between the song and the person. You know, like I posted my cover of it on YouTube, and it's not demonetized. It's just split monetization. I get half, and then the music company gets half of the monetization. Not that it matters. What, we get a split $4 between us, so it doesn't really matter. Yes, that is fracking cool. Latchcomb indeed, Herb.
Latchcomb!
That was great. JP Squeed. What's that, Angel? We're squeeding, you guys. But pretty soon here, in just a couple minutes, we're going to be LOJAing. Right before we do it, I do have to change some settings on my audio, so that, because I don't want the audio of the episode coming through, because first off, we're streaming this, so first off, copyright. But secondly, we're streaming it, so all of us are going to be, a couple seconds off from each other. That's how streaming goes, so the audio would just get in the way. There'd be echoes. We'd all be hearing things like that. But really, it's about us watching the episode in our private areas. Private areas, dirty. And then just talking about it, like we're all hanging out at a bar, watching an episode on the bar screen, getting all jacked up on whiskey and whatnot, and chatting up the ladies and the dudes, depending on what you're into. What the devil is Squeed? Paz McGraws, what's going on? How you doing, Paz? Balrog Barf. That is a question I do want an answer to, Brian McMahon. How many times a year does Bortus go poo-poo? Or poo-loja, as we call it in the biz. I'm guessing he poo-lojas once every 2 years. Oh yeah, Nick's stuck in pits. Are you a fan of Battlestar Galactica? I very much am a fan of Battlestar Galactica. Of course, I grew up watching the original Battlestar Galactica, but then the new one came out. When did that come out? Late 2000s, 2007, 2008, something like that. Or maybe even earlier. Not much earlier, though. Absolutely loved the new Battlestar reboot, the remake on Sci-Fi. Absolutely adored it. The last season got a little weird, though I really liked the ending. It did get a little weird, but how about that one season? Was it season 2 or season 3, where Galactica was actually, not Galactica, but the crew, a lot of the crew of Galactica was captured, and they were put on that camp by the Cylons, and Colonel Ty, they took his eye. Oh my God, that was just such an amazing season, and then Galactica saved them. They actually dropped into the atmosphere. Oh my God, and then boomed out. Oh, so crazy cool. You need 3 more shots before LOJA? All right, go get those shots because we're going to start here in probably 2 minutes. Much still to learn about the Mocklins, and I'm sure we are going to learn more about the Mocklins. Now, of course, this is, in my opinion, this is not actually, it takes place a little bit on Mocklis. It's a Bortus episode, but I don't consider this a Mocklin episode. I consider this a Bortus episode, which there's a difference, in my opinion, between a Mocklin episode and a Bortus episode. A Mocklin episode would be deflectors, with Lokar, Sanctuary, that whole to-do. Anytime where, the Mocklins, the government, or the world leadership are being dicks, those are Mocklin episodes. This is just a Bortus episode. And when Seth MacFarlane, with this premiere, this was the season 2 premiere, which premiered December 30th of this year. And when Seth MacFarlane, since they were gone for over a year between season 1 and season 2, which is very different between being gone for a year between season 2 and season 3, because season 1, the show was just barely introducing itself to everybody. Then it took over a year for season 2 to come out. So Seth MacFarlane thought it would be best to have an episode that just reacquainted viewers with the universe, the Orville universe, with the characters, with the situations going on, the dynamics between these people. Also wanted to set up what was to come later in the season. Now it's season 2 is done. They are established. Everybody is acquainted very well with this show and these people and this universe, which is a universe I would totally love to live in. And, I'd like to stay on Earth, though. I don't need to go off into space. I'll get a job on Earth. And it's just a little bit safer, except for when the Kalons show up. But with season 3, they're established now. So season 3, it is not guaranteed, it is official. Season 3 premiere is starting off with a huge bang. It's going to be a big episode, much closer to what Identity Part 2 was like. So when season 3 comes, it's going to be a big deal. Some people are like, oh, I'm not going to watch it on Hulu for the price of a cup of coffee. They're going to be, I got to check that out because everybody's talking about it type of thing. So I'm really excited for that. But I loved LOJA. I thought it was great. Just, had a big smile, a big LOJA smile, big LOJA grin on my face. My face was just covered with LOJA smiles, you guys. Now, there was a lot of leaks with LOJA when it first came out. There was a lot of script leaks. This was back before they had the social media stuff, clamped down on. Because, a person in the cast will just take a picture of somebody. Hey, we're reading the script, but the script's on the table. You can you zoom in on it. You can see what was going on. So the original scene that's going to start us off here in this episode between Olix and Captain Mercer, which is Olix, of course, is played by Jason Alexander. That was originally written for Canute. Canute, played by Ralph Garman, I believe, was, of course, that weird-headed alien dude that was the MC in the Derulio episode, Cupid's Dagger, where Bortus and Kelly were doing some karaoke. So that was originally written for Canute, and then they kicked Canute out of there. Get out of here, Canute. And they put Olix in there. So we got George Costanza, you guys. And then this episode was filmed, and I'm getting a lot of this information. I know this information, but I'm getting the little small details on the Orville fan wiki, which is an amazing resource. I highly recommend if you really want to get into the deets of the Orville. And it's not boring. It's written in a fun way. Pictures, details, lists, trivia, stuff like that. Check out the Orville fan wiki, orvillefandom.com/wiki. And according to Scott Grimes, the original footage of Bortus's urination, when Bortus is urinating at the end, includes the sounds of him peeing, which was edited out in post-productions. And apparently, during the filming of that, it was almost impossible. It was really hard. The cast was cracking up the entire time just because of the idea of what they were filming. And this episode was actually written and directed by Seth MacFarlane, of course. Most of the episodes are written by Seth MacFarlane. Many of them are directed by Seth MacFarlane. And because, Seth MacFarlane is the Orville. As well as, producing the thing, signing off on every single detail of the show, telling everybody, hey, you need to do this, let's do a little bit more of that, and acting in the thing. The dude is flush with busyness when it comes to the Orville, you guys. This is just starting, concerned onlooker. Okay, we've been chatting. It's time, you guys, to start. I just have to change my settings, which is going to not allow me to do sound drops anymore.
You ever see a picture of a caterpillar pupa?
Come on.
But it was the thought that counted.
But it was a thought that counted. Exactly.
It was the thought that counted. No more drops, you guys. Let me just change that right now. And that makes it so that I can hear the episode, but I can't. But you can't. Whereas otherwise, I just can't hear it at all. Okay. And now let me switch on over. And turn the music off. Switch over to watching this episode format. Boom. There we go. Full screen. Are you guys ready? You guys have the episode queued up. You have LOJA queued up. Got it on Hulu. You got it on Amazon Prime, DVR, on demand. You guys just let me know when you're ready and we'll do the count off. Eccleston is ready to go. Ready for some LOJA, you guys. All right, Robin Phoenix Plays is ready. And what I'll do is I'll do the countdown. And I'll go, and play. And then we'll all click on play at the same time. Brian McMahon, what's up? Jilliac Trash. Mysterica is ready. All right, you guys. All right, Bill Confidential is ready. Felix Reinhardt's ready. Ronald Sanders is ready for some LOJA Species. Says, hit it. Captain Pike style. I get that. I'm down with that. Mike Shizel is ready. I'm Dark on Fire. You're going to have to catch up with us. Or we'll let you know. You just let me know if you need the time code, and you can always catch up with us. You got your torrent all loaded up, ready? All right. Robert is ready. Kathia, I have to watch it on JP's thing. All right, that's fine. You know what's going on in the episode. All right, you guys, here we go. Without further ado, unzip your pants if you need to, because it is LOJA time. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, LOJA, and play! All right, there we go. Got that nice jazz music that a kiss is just a kiss. And I got your comments. Nice Casablanca reference, you guys. You got no stinking pants on. Jason Alexander, you guys, from Seinfeld. Right there, that cues it all in. It's always LOJA time. I'm diabetic, says Bill. In this, I predicted all this stuff, you guys. I knew that Alara was going to come talk to him, have a nice little conversation, kind of cues up the fact that she's having doubts. I called it that it was Jason Alexander. You guys remember that? I did a lot of work to figure that one out. I had to analyze bone structure, photo after photo after photo, to figure that it was Jason Alexander. And I did it. You know what I want a collection of Dan's poetry. Well, Kathia, you of all people, I think it would be amazing if you wrote Dan's poetry. Write some really horrible poetry and pin it under Lieutenant Dan's name. That would be amazing. Oops. Turn the volume down for myself a little bit. I do not wish to imbibe. You did, JP. You did it well, too. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'll be able to predict much for season 3, though. They've gotten a lot better at clamping down on stuff. None of us predicted The Road Not Taken. That was completely thrown out of left field. It's time for the great release. I even predicted... Well, I figured out that LOJA meant Bortus was going to go pee. I figured that out. But then I also figured out, if you go back and watch, that they would call it the Great Release. I actually said that, the Great Release, having no idea that they were going to do that, but I figured if I wrote that storyline, that's what I would call it. I do not wish to imbibe, sir. Challenge accepted, says Kathia. Heck yeah. Write horrible poetry and then pin it under Lieutenant Dan, and I think the Orville fans would totally dig that. I think the show would dig that too. Kind of like a Deep Thoughts with Lieutenant... Oh, Deep Thoughts with Lieutenant Dan. Maybe you could get Mike Henry to read it. That'd be amazing. JP is going under a non-disclosure agreement for his cameo in the karaoke scene in season 3. LOL. What's up, concerned onlooker? Yeah, that's one thing I'm worried about. If I ever was lucky enough to get invited to do a little guest spot on the show, I'd be under a non-disclosure agreement. I couldn't talk about anything. Probably anything having to do with season 3 at all. Hey, thank you, Darth Gavel. I only have one device, my smartphone. We'll rewatch later. Screw you, internet gods. Yeah, that's another thing. This is going to be very rewatchable. Just press play, and you're part of it. This is so hilarious. The entire, and from the picture that they released of just them having a conference meeting, I remember saying, "Oh, Bortus is probably going to tell them about his LOJA ceremony." Boom. That's what's going on. The Great Release. Aww. That's his closest friends. He wants them to be there for his pee-pee. Somebody put out, I remember after this episode, somebody, probably one of you guys, put out e-invites to Bortus's LOJA. It says, bring one guest. It was so funny. I wish I thought of it. Yeah, same here, Kathia. The Orville intro music is just so good. It's makes me feel good, warm and fuzzy and secure, but also it lifts me up, so I'm ready. I want this new adventure. I'm ready to go on an adventure. Windy days. Yeah, what if it's a windy day? They pee lemonade. Yeah, well, Mocklins could digest anything, and they were evolved that way because of the harsh conditions. So you think they actually also just not eat, but drink their own pee? Drink their own pee and eat their own LOJA because they need to, they got to survive, Yo, besties, watch me pee. Yeah, this episode totally set up the pee corner thing. It isn't a Star Trek now without blowing the ship up at least once. I'm wondering if the Orville gets blown up in season 3 right off the bat so that they get a new Orville ship. Pee corner parties are totally a thing now. Ed put himself out there, man. And of course, who she's seeing, we learn about in the Orville comics in New Beginnings Part 1 and 2 when she meets Cassius in the comics. So we get an introduction to their introduction as opposed to it just happening. Now this episode, LOJA takes place just a few months after Mad Idolatry, and New Beginnings takes place just a few weeks after Mad Idolatry. So she's been seeing Cassius for a couple months at this point. I want to see Ed and Isaac play backgammon. They'll get a new ship just as Messy Desk finishes the game. Oh my god, that's so funny, right? Because the finishing of the Orville Interactive Fan Experience is going to be about a year-long process. It'll be about a year before we get Season 3. Oh, man. Well, that just means they can make small updates. Because if we get a new ship, it's not going to be that much different. Yeah, Cassius was a throwaway character. Remember when we thought he was a red herring? That he might be another Krill on aboard the ship? One Krill to distract Ed, and another Krill to distract Kelly, the two people in charge of the ship. Oh, you just called her a coward, dude. That's not how you get chicks, man. If you don't go out with me, you're a coward. That's not gonna work, Ed. Sorry, buddy. You never liked Cassius? I love Cassius. That's a handsome man, dude. Hi, I'm Cassius. Your tablet screen is dirty. It's got a little LOJA on it. He's right, though, says Lieutenant Joker. Yeah, I get that. If you're both in love, right? Ooh, Lieutenant Tyler. That's another prediction I got right. That one was easy. Michelle McManus plays Lieutenant Tyler, who we're going to be introduced here in just a second. I figured out that, oh, that's Talia in disguise. Because I just, that's back when I was really just like looking at IMDb a lot. And I was like, oh, Michelle McManus played Talia in Season 1. And now she's playing this character in Season 2. It's going to be a switcheroo. And I was right. It's good to see Alara, you guys, isn't it? My only thing with the Talia in the skies as a human thing is the Krill are so crazy fundamental, like just nut jobs, right? With the whole Avis thing and the way they are, the way they act, things like that. That I just was thinking, man, Janelle Tyler's, she's really good at pretending to be human for someone that really doesn't understand humans very well. Young Cassius has a lean and hungry look. Julius Caesar, Act 1. E2, Bortus. This was the best scene. This is like an awkward drunk dialing call. Then he goes into the guitar. Oh my god. That's not work. But I did. I won. This is one of the best damn scenes. And so true of what people do in awkward situations when they're talking to someone that they like and they're like, I have no confidence. This is when we learn that Gordon doesn't have confidence at all when it comes to the ladies. That's something we wouldn't have guessed from Season 1. Now, of course, Lieutenant Tyler being the dark matter cartographer, is that what she is? That comes directly from the episode Priya, where we, in the Priya episode, we discovered, oh my god, there's dark matter, and we're in a dark matter to-do, and we're going to explode, and then Priya had to get us out. So then that's when we're like, oh, we need dark matter. We need people to map this dark matter so we don't run into it again. Boom! That's why there's the new position, dark matter cartographer, on the show. That's not work. And here we get Ty and Isaac's relationship. Ty, who of course never gives up, never surrenders when it comes to his belief that Isaac is on their side. There's that little dick. No offense to the actor. You did good, guy. But you played the role too well. Can't stand you, man. Can't stand you. James. Ugh. That is a nasty boy hanging around Marcus, right? Marcus is a good boy. A good boy. And that kid, that little jerk, is a bad influence. And of course, Marcus is played by B.J. Tanner, which he's too young to know, but that always makes me smile a little bit because it reminds me of DJ Tanner, which is also my that's my MC name. They call me DJ Tanner. Redemption for Isaac. I think Isaac is fully on the path to redemption aboard the Orville already. But the experience that people have with him on the Orville is going to be very different than people that don't know. The people in other planets, the people on Earth, they're like, oh, you Kaylons are trying to kill everybody. They're not going to, I think it only would make sense that Isaac is going to have problems, people trying to come after and destroy him in season 3. Maybe not people on the ship, though there'll probably be somebody. But everybody outside of the ship is probably like down to make an example out of him. Time goes by. For my favorite movie. Well, if she could stand to hear it, so can I. And then this is when a commercial would usually show up. But I've never watched Orville with commercials before. So I'm not going to do it today. Now also on Fox, this season is when they were starting to do that new limited commercial break thing, which turned out to be a disaster from what you guys are telling me. Sure, shorter commercial breaks, but way more often. So it's really just jacking up the flow of the episode. What's up, Lone Puppy? Ed is a good captain, no brag, just a fact. He really is, and he's learned along the way. He didn't come aboard a great captain. He's learned it over the course of the 2 seasons. Unlike Captain Picard, who just showed up being a badass. I'm Captain Picard, mofo. I probably should have played cards with you guys, played poker with you guys. That is one lesson that I learned throughout 7 seasons. But he came on board just ready to go, being awesome. Ready to be diplomatic as F. See, I was thinking Alara would want to leave the ship because of the whole love thing. I'm so glad they didn't do that. I'm so glad they didn't make it a relationship type of scenario. It's just kind of weak, right? I mean, she's chief security. She's gone through some stuff. If she's going to leave the ship, it should be for something way more personal and important. Her family, right? So I'm glad that they didn't do I can't find a boy type of scenario. They respected the character by doing that. JP, what about that mattress elevator in Picard's first scene in season 1, episode 1? Oh my God. Farpoint Station? Or blah, blah, blah at Farpoint? I don't remember a mattress elevator. I want to go back and check that out now. What's up, Orville Nation? We're watching LOJA. Having a LOJA party. This is the Pete Corner. And there he is. Hot Pants Cassius, you guys. He's got a lot more confidence now that he's banging the second in command, right? James. Pisses me off. Ha ha ha, he's so funny, jerk. You just want Clyden dead. I want Clyden to learn. I want Clyden to have an arc, which I'm sure he will. If Clyden ever does get killed, if at some point one of these characters is going to get killed on the show, if it's Clyden, which you probably will, if they're going to pick one of the main people to get killed, it would be one of the people that aren't on the bridge. If it was Clyden, I think Clyden will learn a lesson first, and then lose his life being awesome as opposed to being a dick. JP, once you see it, you can't unsee it. That mattress elevator. James, what's up, James? Hey, JP, just joined the stream. Congrats on having your parody song used on the Orville San Diego Comic-Con recap. Hopefully it'll lead to more official the Orville contributions from yourself. That would be awesome. I'd totally be up for that. Whatever they need me to do, I'll do it. Aww. Ed's being sad, you guys. Tomato, dead, please. Whether he learned something or not, he'll be dead, right? I think we'll see Talia for sure in Season 3. Absolutely, we'll see Talia in Season 3. Thanks, Lone Puppy. Now, after we're done watching this, after LOJA, I do have the deleted scene queued up for this episode. Those of you who've watched the live show back when LOJA was first aired, you've seen the deleted scene already. But for those of you who haven't, we'll watch it real quick. It has James in it. Stupid James. Who does Scott Grimes play on American Dad? Steve, right? That's the name of the son. I love this where basically Bortus is being like a Yinta right now. He's like, you got to have a date if you're going to come to my party. I'm going to hook you up. His seed is fertile. Oh, she even called him a Yinta right now. Nice. Ooh. Oh, that's right. Here's when Ed goes creeping. They catch me flying in a shuttle. Fly by my girlfriend and her new boyfriend. Try to catch me shuttling dirty. Try to catch me shuttling dirty. Oh yeah, I paid the extra couple bucks. Ever since they had, a few years ago, they started, for a couple extra bucks, you get it with no ads. Oh man, I thought I would just try it out and then go back to with ads, but it was such a game changer in my life that I was like, oh, totally worth it. So I kept the no commercials thing. I haven't seen a commercial on a TV show. The only time I ever watch commercials is if I'm watching an episode of The Price is Right. And boy, those are the saddest damn commercials. Sad. Old people are so afraid of dying that all their commercials are about how they're afraid of dying. Oh! That's so funny. Like in you can make the shuttle go invisible, which I think that was new, right? Was that new? You could cloak a shuttle. It's the equivalent of, someone locking eyes with you that you were staring at and you go, whoa. Poor Ed. Oh, man. I wonder if, that'd be so funny if BJ Tanner was Method. And he's like, I'm Method, so I need to get drunk for reals to play this scene correctly. And they're like, okay, we respect that because you're Method. I'm glad that Marcus was being a rebellious teenager in this episode because he had a bad influence in James, but they evened it out throughout the season. He showed that he cares, and he even cares about his little brother, but he's still being, how brothers are, kind of like, whatever, I love you too, jerk. Why can't they cloak the ship? Well, I bet you in season 3, I don't see why they wouldn't have worked on that technology in order to cloak the ship. Because cloaking your ships in season 3 with the Kalon on your ass is going to be really important. So I expect a lot of new technology to be introduced. Weaponry, tech, things like that in season 3. It just makes sense. Busted. What? Isaac as a parent. Now, also, okay, this episode really lets you know, hey, there's something going to be going on with Isaac and Claire. It's obvious in this episode, but I called it way back in Into the Fold. And Into the Fold, at the very end of that episode, you could just tell, at least I could tell, that I was like, hey, this is going to lead somewhere. Some sort of relationship is forming between these two. I didn't predict necessarily that it'd be romantic. But, of course, after this episode, I knew it was going to be romantic by the way she grabbed his arm at the end after the school teacher meeting. And they did a little look on her face. I was like, oh, she's coming down with the feels. 13 zipper jacket. Boom. Yeah, they did do a really nice build up for Isaac and Claire. Now, the Kalon situation with Isaac and the Kalon becoming jerks, all of a sudden, they wanted to do that back in season 1. And they decided, oh, you know what? That's going to be we're going to need way more build up for that they decided to wait until season 2. And I'm glad they did. Boom, you guys hearing all these sound drops? Always. It does say boom. You want to walk in with boom. Boom. Oh, and we learned some crazy stuff about Gordon with his stalker girlfriend. He had a stalker, and they started talking. It turns out they had a lot in common, so then they started dating. He dated his stalker and got broken up with by the stalker. Dumped by the stalker. That's right, Rob. So this is the first time we learned that Gordon is pathetic. Now, did they put one more zipper on there? Is the jacket that we see later on and actually a jacket with one more zipper on it than the one that we just saw? Maybe they can start with transporters. Now, I am under the impression that Isaac absolutely 100% knows how to create transporters because he lives on that interphasic, whatever planet for 700 years, and they had transporters when we saw them again, when we picked Isaac back up. And Isaac was there the entire time, so vis-a-vis, Isaac should definitely know how to make transporters and can totally share that with the Union if he wants to. If the show remembers that he knows that. But I would assume that if Isaac knows that, then the Kalon also know that because he's been turning in his reports and they downloaded all of his information when he went back to Kalon and after he shut down. I'm sure they downloaded everything that he's got going on up in his little robot brain, you guys. Dan says his race isn't super appealing. Anybody out there find You know, there's furries out there. Boris says LOJA. Would any of you guys find Lieutenant Dan attractive? Sensually so? He probably know. Yeah, Isaac knows about Michael Burnham too, and he has no allegiance to Starfleet. So the Kalon know about Michael Burnham. You got caught, Ed, again. I didn't take that shuttle. That's such a Stewie thing. Stewie's done those things. You're a furry, but you would not find him physically attractive? Okay. Because he's not furry. He's not furry. Now, if he... What would you call yourself if you were... You wouldn't call you a furry. If you were into aliens, what would a person into aliens from other planets be called? You don't like Dan, but you're glad he's on the show? I hope we learn more about Dan. Dan has been nothing but comic relief this entire time. But we've learned a little bit more about him. He's lonely. He would love to have not only friends, but a girlfriend. So it'd be nice to really learn even more about him. I hope we do in season 3. Dark Gavel. Let me see. We're at 29 minutes and 30 seconds if you want to get caught up or closer to caught up. Because it's not important to be exactly queued up at the exact second. The two-hand tea, man. That's right. Oh, that was such a good line. Drinks tea with 2 hands. Yeah, do you think, we got this LOJA here, but do you ever think they have double LOJAs on Moklis? There's a lot of people on that planet, and there's only so many places a person can LOJA. So do you ever think they have, hey, let's have a double LOJA, since we both got to go at the same time? These two parents. James has got these two idiots fooled. Because they're not good parents, or else James wouldn't be like that. Brian Dawkins says, she is right. I never seen Kirk kiss Spock. Well, you're definitely not into the fan fiction, Brian. I don't think there's a single Star Trek fan fiction where Kirk doesn't kiss Spock. A trough like a ball game. What's up, Cindy? I am definitely will be watching Picard. Absolutely. I'll be watching that as soon as it comes out and doing reviews of it. The reviews are going to have to be very... those reviews are going to have to be very... I have to figure out a way to do a good, solid review of it. But also maybe just show a few stills. Nothing crazy when it comes to CBS stuff, because they will copyright the crap out of anybody. Even if it's fair use, CBS will go after you if you use images and stuff from their shows, because they love the fans and they really want fan support. LOJA brothers. LOJA brothers. Not for her. It's not challenging. That's Dr. Claire Finn. She chose to have kids as a single mother. Concern Oliver says, JP, so you're saying that Kirk and Spock didn't stop just at the mind meld? Oh no, they were melding a lot more than that. They were mushing, you guys. They were doing a mush meld. Respect my butt. Yeah. I really liked in season 2, you got a lot of really great civilian wear. I mean, it's not just the uniforms anymore. They really stepped it up with just stuff people wear when they're not on duty. Duty. That will incur wrath. Isaac is good daddy material for the boys. He is. He tells it like it is, but he's also not going to, destroy them. He's not being mean to be mean. He's being truthful. Oh, snaps. When I did that Lex Kassar interview with the senior concept artist. He's the senior concept artist for the Orville. This is the first thing he worked on for the Orville, was designing this bar. Another great thing with this episode, an amazing use of the environmental simulator. This is the type of stuff that's going to be going on a simulator in real life. Yeah, Troy's mom. I really like the way that Troy was dressed in Menage a Troy, that Ferengi episode. That was a really good outfit they had her wear when she went onto the Ferengi ship. I think it's called a birthday suit. So here's a tough Chilean chick, you guys. I love that they chose to have a Chilean for this scene. Kind of gives us insight into, a rough and tumbly Chilean. Kind of starting us off to get used to the whole Talus situation. And see, with this being a simulation, Gordon all of a sudden becomes super smooth because there's no stakes. It's not a real person. So all of a sudden, Gordon is more like the Gordon that we know from season 1. Yes, Ellen Haig. I want Isaac back with Claire as well. And I think Claire will forgive him. It's just going to probably be some time before she's okay with the idea of them being back like they were. But I would love it if they start doing, maybe Isaac will do that whole environmental simulator thing where he's Mark Jackson again, to try to use that to get people to feel a connection with him, because maybe there's people that are still angry, but if they see him as human, which they do have on the show, a mobile emitter that Isaac gave them in the Krill episode in season 1. So why doesn't Isaac is the one that created the technology. If Isaac just uses that mobile emitter thing, he can look like Mark Jackson on the bridge if he wants, on the ship. What? It's almost time for those two to get jiggy with it. Oh, that's right, Ralpher. We are watching the Orville, LOJA. Now, that's Muska, played by Will Sasso. If you guys know who Will Sasso is. Now, I thought they would use Muska a little bit more in season 2. If you're gonna have Will Sasso play the role and not really have him do anything except for take an order or two, I don't really see the point. So hopefully we'll do a little bit more with him. Yeah, Will Sasso from Mad TV. Absolutely, Mysterica. I think Isaac as Mark Jackson would be great and doable. They've already established the mobile emitter thing. Yes, the enemies of the Krill, the Shoktal combats. That's the Shoktal. I think we will see them in season 3. They made all those masks. They might as well use them again. And that was the only people that the krill are afraid of, it looked like. Oh, love is the fish hook that hooks the fish, you guys. Yeah, I think Isaac has emotions, even if he's not aware of it. But it's new emotions. It's artificial intelligent emotions, which is a whole new thing. Doesn't mean they're not real emotions. They're a new form of emotions. Take a dump all over my spirit. You know, it'd be amazing, Kathia, if you wrote a poem from Dan about this experience, about this date. That would be a poem that he would write. His heart being broken during this date. That'd be funny. JP, you are the fish hook. Oh, Ed's gonna be the bigger man. Right there, this is when you learn, oh, Ed is, he's an adult. He's going to be doing the adult thing. Yeah, this poem could be called Dump on My Spirit. And that was so... when Dan leaves the date, where Alara leaves the date, and Dan instantly, basically texts her, I miss you. Oh, it's so hilarious. We need more Dan stuff. We need a lot of stories with Dan looking for love. And eventually find it. That would be amazing. I don't know if I'd be able to, especially if, Ed's all torn up and hungry for that Kelly love. His heart yearns for her in a non-perverted way, mostly. So I don't know if I was him that I'd be able to so soon go see this other dude. But he's the captain, so maybe if I were the captain, I'd be like, okay, I'm the captain. I gotta nip this in the bud. Yaphet needs a romance. That's right. One that doesn't end with the woman shooting him. Or trying to shoot him. Journey. Yeah, and how does Cassius not know who Journey is at this point? If he didn't know before, Kelly would have told him by now. One of the first things you do when you meet somebody is you share your musical tastes, hoping that there's a connection there, right? Ed is an adult and Kelly is an adulteress. Well, that one time in episode 1 she was an adulteress. But we all forgive her. I forgive her completely, knowing now what we know about Derulio. Spreading his scent everywhere. Oh yeah, there was that little moment with Tala and Dan where she was playing that holophoner, and then she looks over and Dan's like giving her the eye, and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" Right? I thought they could have added Claire having a jelly baby after her near outfit got it on. Yeah, that was another thing. I was like, but before season 2, I was like, ooh, does Claire get pregnant? Because I knew they said that Claire was going to have a new type of a big thing happened to her family or whatever. I was like, oh, she getting pregnant? All these stupid parents trying to tell Claire and Isaac what's up. Don't think so. Worst parents ever. Your son is the worst. James is a little monster. Oh, was Will Sasso in the pilot as the character Ed's friend and go to pilot who killed off the simulation character? No. That wasn't Will Sasso as Justin the Ogre. I can't remember that guy's name. I can't remember the guy's name who played Justin the Ogre. But yeah, it wasn't Will Sasso, though. Oh, nice. The parents' picture showed up during the scene. No, Clyden is the worst. What's up, Dakota Clark? And if you guys need to catch up, this is almost we're 43 and a half minutes into the episode. Ooh, what's my favorite race in the Orville verse after season 2? I'm really interested in the Salayans, I have to say. Their whole well, first off, the gravity thing is pretty interesting. But their whole, no military, blah, blah, blah. But some of them are like, yeah, military. I want to know much more about Tala's experience as a Salayan. We know about Alara's experience, but Tala's had a whole other experience. Her entire family is basically a black sheep because they all have there's a long military history in her family. So I'd like to learn a lot more about Salayans. No, I can't remember who played Justin the Ogre, though, but it wasn't Will Sasso. I know that for a fact. Oh, here we go. You guys ready? We're all going to say LOJA at the same time. Bang. Mamek. Carlos. Facto. Rochas. Oh, here it comes. I'm going to give him respect. LOJA! Woo! We did it. We LOJA together, you guys, for the first time. Yeah, here come the LOJAs. What? Darth Gavel gave a LOJA. Bill Confidential, Lone Puppy. Concerned Onlooker, Robin Phoenix Plays, Lieutenant Joker, Ronald Sanders, Giola, Eccleston, John Hill. Boom, those LOJAs are coming. LOJA. No, I don't think it's the dude from Last Man on Earth either. The guy who plays Todd. No, it's some guy with a full head of hair. I talked all about him in my review of that episode. I can't remember his name, though. That was a long time ago. Oh, get you some, Cassius. Rude. PDA. To penetrate the hearth. And Gordon gets it. Yeah, I should add a P sound, huh? Now, I wasn't sure when watching this the first time that if Gordon wasn't just pulling Dan's leg or not, or if he's just being supportive. But now I believe that, yeah, he really did love that poem. Cheers. Oh, foretelling. You know what'd be good right now? A krill invasion. Yeah, wouldn't it be great if Dan... Here comes Talia, you guys. Wouldn't it be great if Dan was in the was like in the environmental simulator with a "Hey, I'm the man, Dan the man" program. Boom, right there. I was like, "Yep, for sure, that's Talia." Because that whole line of "Oh, a Krill invasion would be great," and boom, here she comes. I was like, "She's definitely Talia." And then just a couple episodes later, I was right. But at that point, we all knew it. Oh, the Orville. Do, 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 do. We did it, you guys. We did it. Wait, hold on. I got a bunch of stuff playing in my ears. Okay. Let's switch my audio back to where it was. No, that's not it. Hold on. Switch my audio back. Switch it, JP. Oh, wait. I gotta turn on the audio. And...
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah, you look like the guy who's on the list because you know the DJ.
And we're back, you guys. I got full control again. That deserves a latchcomb and a LOJA. So how'd you like it? Did you like LOJA? Of course you did. We're all LOJA fans. Now I do have the deleted scene from that episode, or a piece of that deleted scene. The sides are cut off a little bit. JP, remember, strength is just the bar stool that stools the bar. Yeah, we should just do a whole bunch of Dan memes doing lines like that. I think I got the scene right here, you guys. So this was the deleted scene from the episode, which is something that's happened to a lot of the episodes of the season. Things are just cut out for time because you have to do that when you're on TV, you guys.
May I help you, children?
No, sir. No, sir, we're fine. Thanks.
What is that you are holding behind your back?
I ripped my pants. I don't really want anyone to see.
Ah, I have found myself in that predicament. But do not run in the corridors.
We won't. I promise. See ya.
James. Idiot. So yeah, that was the deleted scene. I mean, of course they didn't need it, but it's always nice to have, Bortus, somebody run into Bortus in the corridor, and Bortus is, sup, what's going on? I'm being very literal. And that's totally ripped from us, you guys. Trying to get my music playing. Hold on. There, I cared a little bit now. Yeah, James is a dillweed, you guys. That's a scene that needed to be deleted. I don't think it needed to be deleted, but I mean, it didn't have to. I mean, it wasn't crucial, but I want every scene that is filmed to be in an episode. And that's what we're going to be getting in season 3. Everything. Now, of course, when you have deleted scenes like that they release, like there was the golf scene and an extra smoking scene in Lasting Impressions. Those are completely cut. Both of them important because you learn a bunch of new canon type stuff in both of them. Well, especially in the smoking one, we learned that the latchcomb ball has a different pattern for different people. And then we missed all kinds of stuff in that golf scene. But all the background music, so the scenes kind of seem a little bit dry when you watch the deleted scenes because all the background music and stuff that would usually be in those scenes was completely not put in there because the scenes weren't finished because they were cut out. So it's they don't have quite that same feel as a regular scene in an episode because they're not polished like a regular scene would be. You like waffles better than pancakes? I like waffles. Yeah, I think I like waffles better than pancakes too. I never eat either of them, but yeah, I think I like waffles better. I want a stack of waffles with pancakes between the stacks, between the different waffle patties. Kind of like a Big Mac waffle. I've heard it both ways. But yeah, that's it, you guys. That is the Orville watch party. I remember the anticipation we had for season 2. We had to wait a year. I was doing just what I was doing now, trying to keep the excitement going, finding out stuff, scouring the internet for any clues to anything that I can learn. Right now, it's way too early for any of that. But we're so excited that pre-show. Well, every pre-show is amazing. I mean, every Thursday night Orville show is amazing, but they're extra special when there's an actual episode going to air. I don't know exactly how it's going to work with Hulu. From what I've heard, it pretty much seems like the episodes will be released weekly, which is great, which is really great. That's how I prefer it. That's how most people prefer it. They're not going to be dumped at once, which is especially nice because I want to review those like I reviewed season 2. But day and time, I have no idea how that's going to work. It's going to be released, it'll probably be released midnight on whatever day it's released. So I don't know how that's going to change the way we do things. But we'll figure that out. We got a long time to figure that out. And until we figure that out, until season 3 comes back, which is a while from now, we'll just keep doing our Thursdays like we do. Let's hear it for French toast and crepes. Do you think these deleted scenes will be included when on Hulu? I think they'll be available in the extras. Well, the seasons already are. I think those scenes might already be included on Hulu. The show's already on Hulu. It's been on Hulu since the first episode of season 1. So those scenes might be available in the extras. I don't think they'll ever be put into the episodes because they're not completely finished, and it'll be a lot of work when they're going to be spending all their time for working on things for season 3. Now, season 3 probably won't have extras as far as scenes and stuff because all those scenes will be in the episode. Everything that's shot will be put into the final edit, unless it doesn't work for some reason, which in most cases it will. So there's going to be a lot of things in season 3 that we get now. They can take their time with certain moments. They can they've all through both seasons already. They've had to cut certain things that they really did not want to cut. Not just scenes, but little shots, little reactions to things that they've been forced to cut that they did not want to cut. Things that give you more context on what's going on in people's with characters or their opinions, things like that. So that's not going to happen anymore. Longer episodes, we're going to be getting fancier episodes. The money apparently for season 3, now that they moved to Hulu, is redonkulous. They have so much money to put into these episodes now. But also, even though it's moving to Hulu with no restrictions, the heart of the show is going to be the same. You're not going to see a bunch of wieners and boobies and F words being thrown around at all. It's going to stay the same the way it's been. It's just they can do more, a little bit more effects, more footage, more scenes, bigger scenes, better renderings. The show's going to look better than we've ever seen it before. They might get close to some colorful language, but they've already gotten pretty close already. I mean, I don't think we're going to go any further than that. But I do know in the Bortis and Clyde smoking episode, there was a lot of rules they had to abide by, and they had to cut out a lot of stuff because the censors were like, no, you can't have Bortis smoke 2 cigarettes. Or 3 cigarettes. You can, they had to fight between 1 and 2 cigarettes to have Bortis smoke. And I'm like, well, if they're chain smoking, you got to have them smoking a lot, right? So they had to cut a lot of stuff out there as well. But all right, you guys, I don't want to go too long because we are going to be continuing this conversation on Thursday night. Totally smagging right on. That's right, you smegheads. yeah, I'm crazy looking forward to the new season. All the stuff they got in store is apparently huge, Lone Puppy. But we are going to have to wait. We're going to have to keep the excitement going. Little things will be released here and there until eventually we'll get the first trailer. Eventually we'll get an extended trailer. Eventually we'll get more cons and panels that they go to. Don't forget, just a month or two before season 3 comes out, which is either going to be late summer or early fall. Both of those are on the table. Just a month or two before that, it will be San Diego Comic-Con. The Orville will be doing Comic-Con again before season 3 airs, and apparently they're going to have some. They don't know what they're doing yet, of course, but they did the Orville experience this year. They had another to do the year before that. I cannot wait to see what they come up with in season 3, and I need to be there this time. So I'm going to be pushing the channel as hard as I can to build up that revenue so that I can pay to go to Comic-Con and be part of the Orville with them. They've invited me every single time to go do stuff with them for the last 2 years, and both times they're like, sorry, I can't afford to go. I'd love to. So the plan is, third time's the charm. We'll be going to Comic-Con 2020, and we'll be getting that first-hand Orville experience. Hopefully, be able to meet Seth MacFarlane, maybe chat with him for you guys, do stuff. We're gonna try, but we got a ways before that's going on. What I'm doing right after this stream is finishing my work on my next video, which I already have it ready to go as far as start editing and stuff like that. We're gonna be talking about Spider-Man tonight. I'll be putting out an episode of Egotastic FunTime tonight all about Spider-Man. Spider-Man used to do things for the MCU, but now does it for Sony, man. All right, you guys. So I want to thank you guys for showing up for the watch party. We'll be doing a regular Orville night this Thursday. I'll start planning our next watch party, which we'll be watching Primal Urges, which of course was episode 2 of season 2, but was the carryover from season 1, which I do have a lot to say about that. There's a lot of interesting stuff about that episode, casting wise, and why they moved it wise, and all that stuff. Also, I'll be putting together the list, and if you guys have any recommendations, send them to me for the Road to Picard. We'll be doing a big watch party for the Road to Picard, which will be an ongoing watch party series that we do as we watch everything that's related to the new Picard series. TNG episodes, Voyager episodes, some of the movies all relate to the new Picard series, and we'll be getting all caught up in those things on our Road to the Picard series. And don't forget that if you want to win the 72 card base set for the Orville Season 1 trading cards, there's still time left. There's a few more days. The winner will be announced this Thursday of the 72 card base set. Just enter to win on Patreon by clicking below. And if you become a part of, or if you are in the LOJA squad or higher tier as a patron, you will be entered to win if you comment on that post the Orville Season 1. I got it right here. Let me just reach for it. Captain Mercer Mirror Bridge card. What? Collector's item. Best card in the deck, you guys. And that will be announced some way, somehow, either social media or in a video or on the community page. The winner of that will be announced this Saturday, late in the day. So that way there's enough time for everybody who wants to be entered to win to go ahead and, do that at some point. And you only got a couple more days to do it. So, you guys, if we're going to end this stream, we're going to end it right. I hope the rest of your week goes LOJA-y. I don't have a word for that yet. We'll have to figure that out. But if we're going to end this, we're going to end it right. So, okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. How about you? Are you excited? Of course you are. For Season 3 of the Orville. Well, don't worry. You have to wait. We all have to wait, but we're going to wait together. And you can let me know what you're excited about for Season 3 by joining the conversation below. And thank you so much for liking, sharing, and supporting my stupid show. It really does mean the world to me. I'll see you tonight with a little Spider-Man stuff to talk about. And as always, I hope all your times are Egotastic Fun Times. Love you. Bye-bye.
Egotastic Fun Time. We're gonna have a great time. Egotastic Fun Time. Give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your 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 money.